Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Behind the Blurb, the only show that has a former firefighter as a cast member. I don't think I need to say anymore. Please welcome Katie Waggle.
When?
Heck yeah. Welcome aboard. How you been?
Thank you. It's been really good. The semester's been going really well. I can't believe we're already halfway over.
Don't remind me.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's been crazy. I've been going through a lot of stuff. Apparently I saw myself just now. I did a Behind the Blurb on myself last week.
Yeah, I saw that. That was cool.
That was cool, but I have no idea where it came from. But that's not about that clone. It's about you today. So, as I mentioned before from your awesome introduction, I mentioned briefly that you're a former firefighter, but I'm not going to say any more about it. I want to know, what have you done prior to joining the Blurb, and what made you want to join the Blurb?
Oh, I've done so much since before joining the Blurb. Before I joined Kent State, like you mentioned, I was a firefighter for 2 years. After I joined Kent State, I was a producer. I know every single production position. I became a director. I've done teleproductions. Where haven't I been and what haven't I done? Why I wanted to join the Blurb though is because honestly all my friends are on the show. And I can sit and rant about movies and all, honestly, let's be real. That's why I got in the DMP. Not because I wanted to make them, because I wanted to just all the, how did they do it? The nitty gritty, just sitting there being like, oh, that was really cool. How did they do that?
Right. That was kind of why I swapped to DMP, because I was virtual journalism until this fall. I realized that production and stuff like that for entertainment and movie making, filmmaking, whatnot has also fallen into my passions too. So I felt that it kind of fallen on me as well for sure.
I know. I originally came here to Kent because I'm like, oh, I really want to do film. That's all I want to do. I want to make narratives. I literally have a whole book in my backpack. It's probably 100+ pages of just infinite ideas that I have for short films, narratives, TV shows. I literally have to start. I think probably next couple ideas, I'm gonna have to start a new notebook for my ideas. And then I get here and I'm like, okay, I have all these ideas. I'm like, but now I want to do live TV and I want to do live sporting events. So I'm like, I found ways to balance that out. Luckily, between my actual work and then working here, KSTV has been a nice balance between those. But yeah.
That's good. I'm glad you were able to do that, because you never want to burn yourself out on one thing and then it wouldn't be enjoyable. So the fact that you're able to balance it out, that's really good. It's really good that you're able to do that and be able to enjoy everything. I give you kudos. So with that in mind, my next question for you is, have you met a celebrity?
Yes, I have met a celebrity. I met a few.
Okay,
honestly, one of my favorite ones that I know we've mentioned on the Blur before is I met Robin Roberts.
Oh, yeah.
She is one of the most sweetest people ever. Even her running through the airport, her and I both trying to make it to our flights, different flights. And she literally stopped, and I was talking to her, and I talked to her about Sports Corner, and I talked about my work within that, and she was just so kind the way that she just stopped and talked to me. That was really cool. Another celebrity that I met, she's a TikTok celebrity. I'm trying so hard to remember her actual TikTok name, but she opened for Scene Queen. I love her music, and she's just like, oh yeah, guys, she's like, we're having technical difficulties. Meet me out in the lobby, and I'll have a little meet and greet. It was so cool. I'm like, all right.
Nice.
I'm like, all right, I'll take you up on that. That was sick.
That is sweet.
I've also met Katie Lotz from DC's Legends of Tomorrow.
Oh, Katie me Katie.
Yeah, I met Jess McCallan from DC's Legends of Tomorrow. Both of those were during the pandemic, so they were virtual, but I did get to meet them. They were the coolest people. I lived in my parents' house. In my background, Jess McCallan's like, oh no way, look at those posters, that's so sick. Honestly, yeah. So I've met a few.
You get around.
Yeah.
You get around, that's for sure. I guess while we're on the topic of that Hollywood setting and whatnot, I want to ask you, what's your favorite TV show and why is that?
I would have to, yeah, that is going to take some serious thinking. But like honestly, currently it's Agatha All Along. Like that's my favorite show right now. It has such a good story arc. It has such good characters. It has queer characters. So I want to say that's my favorite show currently. But I think my favorite show ever is The 100. It has such a good arc. It refreshes itself every season. It's based off of books, but the way that the producer / director was able to reinvent it from the books and have the person who wrote the books be involved with the story, it was just so cool. It was like it was a CW show, but it was one of, in my opinion, one of the best CW shows.
Yeah, that I've never seen that personally, but like knowing you and from what you've told me about it, I imagine it's probably pretty good.
It's so good.
I
still haven't seen the last season though.
Oh, okay.
I still need to see the last, because I have this problem when I'm watching shows where I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna watch this, and I never go back and watch the last season. Never seen the last season of The 100. Never seen the last season of Winona Earp. Like I'm so bad at finishing TV shows.
Well, hey, I mean, to be fair, at least you've started / seen a lot of them. I haven't.
Movies is my thing. That I haven't. There are people like, oh, have you seen that? And I'll be like, no.
There. Well, moving on. Going on a more sentimental standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Describe to me your perfect day. Like from the moment you wake up, from the moment you go to bed at night.
All right.
What would be your perfect day from start to finish?
I think my perfect day would be I get to wake up and it's like a little bit like chilly in my room, but like I get to wake up at like 9 a.m. Like that is like my peak like wake up time. Any earlier I'm like, oh, I don't want to get up. Any later I'm just like, I literally slept my whole day away. So I get up, I have a little bit of free time, be able to make myself breakfast, watch my favorite YouTube while eating breakfast because I'm an iPad kid. From there, honestly, if I could just like after that come in here, like come to Franklin, be with my friends, do whatever I need to do, have a chance to be creative, get to be in the studio in the evening, have time to get dinner. Honestly, I love after grab bag where we all go to Euro, so maybe something like that, and then go home, put some sweats on, make myself a bowl of popcorn, and watch one of my favorite movies, which is Breakfast Club.
Breakfast Club.
Mm-hmm.
I still need to see.
You and I, we're gonna sit down. We're gonna watch it. That's literally one of my favorite movies.
Well, we have to make sure Amory's in on that scene too because she's been barking at me to watch Breakfast Club. So we all need to have a Blurb movie night Breakfast Club.
I was gonna say I want to go back through all the '80s like films. I love them so much. Like honestly, it doesn't even have to be Breakfast Club for my perfect day. It could literally be like Top Gun. It could be Fearless Bueller's Day Off. I mean, any of those. Like Twisters. Oh come on!
I haven't seen those yet.
Come on.
Moving on. Well, we had fun talking about movies. Moving on to the music side of things. What are some of your favorite albums, just from any artist across any genre?
Okay, I've been listening to a lot of Billie Eilish lately. I didn't really like her when she first started off.
You didn't like her in The Ocean Eyes?
No, I really didn't. But like her newer music, I'm like, wait, Billie Eilish is great.
It's hit you hard and soft.
Yes, literally, that's the album I've been listening to. I love it so much. I've been listening to a lot of her. I don't really listen to albums. I listen to random I like playlists. I like songs. I like variety. I love Future Nostalgia. Dua Lipa is one of my all-time favorite albums because Dua Lipa is one of my all-time favorite artists.
Yeah.
I'm trying to pull like my Spotify Wrapped is gonna be so weird this year.
Yeah.
I love Doja Cat. Anything, honestly, any of her albums. Mostly Planet Her.
Yeah.
I can listen to that front to back. And of course, I can't forget to mention Taylor Swift. Like, I'm a big Reputation fan.
Bro, same. That's
like
my
that is my era. I can literally sit here and list stuff over and over because it's like I listen to such a wide variety of music that I like this song from this album, this song from this album. It's not really like albums that I listen to.
Nice. you know, while you mentioned Doja Cat, well, I'm not really too familiar with her music. I do like her single with Post Malone, like I Like You. I think it's-
Oh, I love that song. I used to listen to that song probably almost like only because it came on the radio, and I listened to it every single day going to work. Was that over the summer? Last spring? Fall? Something like that. It was sometime this past year.
Yeah, sounds about right.
I don't remember anymore.
Still, though, that's pretty sweet. But moving on to a different subject here with this, what would you say? I know you briefly mentioned it earlier with everything DMP related, but like, what would you say is your dream career? Like, where do you hope to end up?
This changes for me every single day. I'm not gonna lie. It changes so much for me because I have a passion for so much, especially with the talented people that I get to work with here. It changes so much. Like I said, coming in here, I really wanted to do like narrative film. Now I really want to work in live television. So I'm thinking like the ultimate like end dream job would probably be like a operations manager at a TV news station.
Yeah.
I would probably be like that, or I would start my own production company. One of the two.
So you basically want to be Sophia Sonato for a different production company.
Pretty much. I was gonna say no one can beat her. I can't be as cool as her, but
I mean, Sophia Sonato is going to be the best Sophia Sonato you know, but you're the best Katie Waggle.
exactly.
Though I'm apparently only the second best Coleman Arthur according to the last band on the Blurb. But
I mean, the guest is always right.
yeah, we're just gonna let bygones be bygones with that one. But anyway, I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this next question. I know how much you love Dua Lipa.
Yes.
If you could perform a Dua Lipa song with her live on stage, which one would that be?
Oh, okay,
like
hold on.
with
You
her,
gotta
like-
give me a second to think, because there's so many songs. There's so many songs that I know by heart too.
Like you're in pit at Dua Lipa, and then she pulls you up, and then she asks you what you want to duet on.
See, I have two songs that I'm kind of split between. I love Maria from her newest album. That song is so good. I listen to that all the time. But I want to go like way back to one of her first albums, Hotter Than Hell. That song is so good. It is still in every single one of my playlists. So probably one of those two songs.
One of those? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I could list so many more. That's such a hard question.
Well, hey, I mean, I had to make this interesting somehow.
I was gonna say you're really digging on this one, being like, choose this thing, and I'm like, I can't choose my favorite. Yeah, honestly, no. I'm gonna go with Maria. Maria, I think it would be my final answer.
All right, bet. That would be. I think that would be a fun one to do it. Maybe if you go see her in Chicago, that'll actually happen.
I want to see her in Chicago so bad. It's okay. I'll buy my tickets. I'll buy my tickets soon. It'll be good.
Hell yeah, keep me up there on that. So while we're talking about our dreams here, do you think dreams, from a subconscious standpoint and I guess mythology kind of standpoint, do you think they have deeper meanings than one may realize?
Yes, I think dreams can be. Okay, I'm gonna get like. You might call me crazy for this, but I think that to a point, dreams mean something. Like I don't think it's like as deep as like like multiverse and it's like a window into that. I don't really think that. I really feel like it's more dreams is something where it's like, here's like your what ifs, because all the time you had like the back of your brain is like, we're like thinking of these things, and we go to sleep, and that's usually what our dreams are. I'm like, okay, so it's like a lot of our what ifs. But it's also, I feel like it also feeds our creativity too. Like, I know a lot with my ADHD, I don't dream as much like, there'll be periods of time where I don't dream for like years.
Oh, really?
And then I will. Even though my body's still dreaming, it's something that I can't remember because of ADHD. I've noticed that has really affected my creativity, as oddly as that sounds. Because I feel like it's just like a playground for your brain, so I feel like it's kind of a rest, and I feel like it helps fuel people's creativities.
Right. I think that's a good way to put it, honestly. There's like a period for me too where like I don't dream for a month, and then I dream for like 3 months, and then it's just an on and off cycle of that period too. So I'm kind of in the same boat, but to not dream for years on end, that's just who you are. But
it's one of those things that comes with like my like personal ADHD. It's just like I don't remember them. I mean, you obviously still dream. It's just a fact of if you remember them when you're conscious.
Yeah, definitely. It can be really annoying. But what isn't annoying is this next question I have here.
All right.
What would you do if you won a crisp $20 million, no tax, no caveats,
Ooh.
no
Alright.
one or other would you rathers, $20 million right there for your table in your bank account, yada yada, whatever, cash check. How would you do it?
I would take some off the top instantly to give to charity because if I ever have that much amount of money, I want to help. I want to help other people.
Yeah, maybe to give to Extra Life on Saturday, November 2nd, aka this Saturday. We have our Extra Life charity live stream from 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. featuring all the entertainment shows. You can also find KSTV's newscast and sports corner during that time. Perhaps you may find some of our familiar faces on it. But you should tune into it and consider donating. We're raising funds for Akron Children's Hospital. Katie's going to donate some of her $20 million. So
By theoretical $20 million.
theoretical $20 million. So you should donate to a good cause too. But anyways, enough of the shameless sellout. Continue on with your answer.
So once I get that out of the way, I'd make sure that my dog has all the food he would ever need for the rest of his life, and all the toys and all the accessories he would ever need for the rest of his life. To make sure that he can have one of the best lives. So I'd make sure I get him a new fence. I'd give him a swimming pool. I'd make sure that I get him all brand new toys, like everything. Make sure that he has everything that he ever needs. After that, I would buy myself a new car. And then whatever is left over would go to paying for the rest of my college, like, that I need. And then I would use the rest to just put away, maybe start a business. It really depends on how much is actually left after all that.
Maybe use it to buy some Dua Lipa concert tickets.
Yeah.
Shoot, with $20 million, you can buy me a Dua Lipa ticket. Take me with you.
Honestly, though, but I also kind of, like, I don't know. There's just way too much options. I'm also one of those type of people when, like, when I have money, I'm like, oh, I want to spend it, but it's like I guilt myself into not spending it. So it's like, oh, I feel like
that's a lot.
I feel like 10 million of that's just gonna sit in the bank if I'm being real.
Good choice. Good choice. Good choices for sure. It's a lot of fun to theorize what you would do with $20 million. But I have one last question for you, and it's a question I usually save for everybody for the last one.
All right.
So, with the time you've been on the Blurb, and just the Blurb in general from how you see it, if you had to summarize the Blurb in just one word, what would that word be and why?
That's a very good question.
That's like 7 words.
Okay. This is gonna sound really. I don't know how to put it. It's gonna sound like really like all like.
Cheesy?
Yeah, that it is. But I'm gonna say home. Because honestly, like just being in this studio space, getting to be with my friends, just being able to do silly, goofy stuff that we get to do in the studio and have the privilege to do in the studio is one of my favorite parts of the week. Whether it's I get to be, in this studio, whether I get to be in the control room, whether it's, in a Blurb meeting as you're throwing down the notebook saying it's notes. This is definitely my home away from home. I would have never survived being at Kent with not only without the Blurb in general, but just KSTV as a whole. Like it changed my entire experience and my entire outlook, and it makes me even work harder on my schoolwork because I'm like, oh, when I get to do this and do good in this, that means I get to do even better over here to do this thing. And then at the end of the day, it just helps my future. So
wow, That wasn't cheap. That was really sweet, Katie. Damn. I'm so glad you feel that way for being just here on your first semester too.
Well, my first semester in front of the camera.
In front of the camera too, yeah. Still.
I was gonna say I was pastor control last semester. I was around.
Yeah,
I was watching.
Yeah, you joined when I did. But still, I'm really glad you feel that way, and I'm glad that the show means something to you and that you look forward to it and whatnot.
Yeah, I definitely do. It's people are like, oh, you're in the studio again? I'll be like, yeah, where else would I be? They're like, oh, you don't want a break? You don't want to go home? Be like, no, this is my break. Getting to do silly stuff on the Blurb is my break.
Yeah, the little space beneath the audio board, that's where everyone sleeps.
I was gonna say, as much as people say that I sleep in Franklin, I don't. I promise. I have a home.
You should picture like Patrick, who just sleep in the basement of Franklin.
I don't sleep in the basement of Franklin.
I'm holding you to it.